board certified master practitioner of success coaching, neuro-linguistics programming, time techniques, freedom techniques, and hypnotherapy. Yes. A long time ago, I realized that a lot of what we do, we're in the people business, and we have to become very skilled when it comes to working and helping individuals. So that's why I decided to invest what I did to get there. I am the broker and CEO. Hello, how you doing? Hey Sheila, how you doing? All right, you just on time. We was waiting on you. I saw you walk in, man. I started. I said, Sheila here. Let me get started.
I'm so sorry.
Welcome, Sheila. See, this is Gia. Sheila.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so I'm the broker and CEO of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. And under my leadership, the company has grown from just two individuals, me and my business partner, to now we have over 150 people that are part of the organization between real estate agents and real estate student affiliate members. I want to give just super honor to just our leadership team as they really put in the work to help us grow. As far as our agents that are really working hard as we work to close the year out and take advantage of what's really been going on in the marketplace and get ready for our real estate summit. So thank you all for being a part today and participating in our my broker's word. All right, so I know if you're anything like me, before I get to listening to somebody and taking some advice, I got to check them out, man, make sure this person know what they're talking about. So I always like to give a little bit of credibility to me, right? Well, many of you know, I've been in real estate for 20 years. I have over 1,000 transactions under my belt. I've been engaged. I've been a broker for 18 years. Through my time in real estate, I probably engaged north of about 2,000 agents just on a daily day basis. Whether those coming in wanting to be a part of the organization, me being on the other side of a deal with them, just the different organizations that I'm a part of with the Houston Association of Realtors or the Houston Black Real Estate Association. So I've touched a lot of agents. Over a 3-year period, I've invested tens of thousands of dollars and close to 250 academic hours in what I do when it comes to leadership, business, when it comes to coaching. If for any of you all that's going to college, got a doctorate degree, that's about how many hours that a person has to take to become a doctorate in something. So I guess I'm a self-proclaimed Dr. Davis in what I've done. So far as a leader in business, I've helped a lot of agents, I've helped a lot of clients. And at the end of the day, what my heart is really about helping people get what they want. That's, I mean, in all take everything that I've just said and done, and we wrap it up in a box and we put a bow on it. And at the end of the day, I get fulfillment out of helping people get what they want. And when it comes to real estate agents, I know what you want. You want a great quality of life. You want freedom and flexibility, which is why most people get in our business. And then you want to be in a position of where you can do what makes you happy. And that's what I'm here. I'm here to help you get that done. All right. So why is this class important? All right. Today we're going to be talking about tech tools. Well, the most glaring statistic that I always point out is that 87% of real estate agents will fail within the first 5 years. Most people don't realize that unless you didn't got into real estate and you got your license. And then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? You can see why 87% fail within the first 5 years, right? So that means that's only 13% of real estate agents ever have a tremendous amount of success. 13%. Like that's just bananas. I was listening to the CEO of the Houston Association of Realtors, Mr. Bob Hill, and another statistic he threw out was that the bottom 33% of agents did less than one transaction.
Wow.
How you do less than one? Right? But or so no, he said one or less. That's what he said. They did one or less transactions over a year in a 12-month period. The bottom 33%, that's crazy. He also said that less than 10% of all the realtors are responsible for 50% of all the production that is done and 50% of the transactions, less than 10%. That's crazy. So like in a membership in the Houston Association of Realtors, I think it's around 60,000 people or 50,000 people. That means 5,000 are responsible for the billions of dollars that of real estate that's done in this city. That's crazy,
That's
right?
good.
So that's why classes like this and what we're going to be talking about today is important because we got to skew those numbers. And I know at Brooks and Davis, we want to be a part of being able to do that. So here we go. What are we going to be doing today? All right, so we talked about, so we're going to be looking at and gaining some key insights to where we can become a part of that 13% that's being successful, right? We're going to learn the 5 buckets of business and the basic principles of success. We're going to revisit the currencies and the 7 phases to a closed deal. Then we're going to be talking about, because our topic is about tech, the tech toolbox. So we're going to jump into, well, what is tech really about? Then look at, understanding that it's about simplifying things, right? Today we'll talk about simplifying, we'll talk about focus and focusing on those daily activities that lead directly to closings. You're going to learn about simple tech-powered routines that you can use daily to help you achieve your goals, to closing more transactions. We're going to visit our September trainings, lunch presentations, and business development. And then I'm going to remind you about some outstanding benefits of being a part of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. So is everybody ready to go? All right. Well, let's jump into it. Okay. So I always start out with reminding people about our mission and our vision. So at Brooks and Davis, our vision is to be the #1 real estate company in production and profitability. Right. And our mission is to to create a greater experience for every stakeholder in the real estate community while on our way to successfully help in these 2 big ways: 1 million real estate needs and develop 175,000 top producing agents. So as you can see at Brooks and Davis, we're not here to play small. We're here to we're here to lead the market. All right. As it relates to what we believe at Brooks and Davis, it really all sums up to this. We have 9 values, and our 9 values can really be summed up in these four compartments: commitment and personal growth, organizational excellence, continuous improvement, supportive and family-oriented environment. Right. We were very intentional about these values that we came up with to define us as an organization. So everything that we do is built on these things, challenging our agents to commit. Coaching is key, and you'll see this across the board with what we provide as our programming. Being a well-structured organization, an innovative culture, continuous learning and maximizing production, being a trendsetter in the industry, having unmatched support for everybody that's a part for every phase of us. So our real estate student affiliate members, our World Changer community members, our Brooks and Davis agents, whether they're developmental agents, commission agents, team agents, we want to have that unmatched support. We pride ourselves in this family-oriented environment. We're intentional about it. It's one of our values, treating and respect one another like family. And then mentoring is a part of our foundation. So it's all about support, and we understand that that's important to help agents achieve their ultimate goals. All right, so this is where I pose the question. What ultimately must happen for you to make money in real estate? Who wants to tell me? What must happen? And every time I ask this question, I get a multitude of answers, but y'all know I'm only looking for one. What ultimately must happen for you as a real estate professional to make money? What you think, Sheila?
You need some customers.
Customers.
That wants to buy or sell.
Okay. She said that's ultimately what you need. Like that's at the top. Like that's the thing for you to make money. I don't know, Jill. What you think, Jill? What must happen?
You need the lie. You need the drive.
All right, Jill said you need the drive, baby. For
Yeah.
you to make money,
You gotta hustle.
hustle. Hustle's gotta happen. All right, go ahead. Well, Margaret know the answer. Margaret finna give me the answer. Don't give me the answer, Margaret, because I know you know it already. What you think, Dion? Then I'm gonna double back and let you say it. I know Margaret and Shay know the answer already. Dion, what you think? What ultimately must happen for you? All right, Gia say consistency. No, that ain't it. Ah. Okay, so what ultimately must happen for you to make money? What ultimately must happen for you as a real estate professional to make money is what, Margaret? Because I know she telling me the
You
bit.
must close transactions.
Period.
Close transaction.
Period. That's it. You got close transactions. Now, the other things that we mentioned, yeah, they play a part. But ultimately, for you to get paid, you got to close transactions,
Yeah.
right? You got to help people. You got to help satisfy that real estate need, right? So even when we think about our mission of 175 million real estate needs, satisfying 100 million a million, helping satisfy 1 million real estate needs, there's a lot of money to be made in being able to achieve that, in addition to changing people's lives. So This is the North Star, right? All right. So one of the biggest gaps in real estate is an understanding of basic business principles. So I've been on this journey for this year, starting this year, to really plug that gap in our industry. A lot of what's contributing to those numbers that I talked about early, the 87% failing within 5 years, or 33% doing one or less training, is because our institutions don't teach basic business principles.
Mhm.
The real estate schools don't teach that. When you went to real estate school and you got your license, they didn't teach you nothing about business. All right. The Houston Association of Realtors, they give you all these CE credits and these CE classes. And I love that organization. I'm a leader inside of the Houston Association of Realtors. I'm the co-chair of the governmental advisory group. Um, but those classes don't teach you business. All right. The Houston Black Real Estate Association, they don't teach you business. The Texas Real Estate Commission, which is the institution that certifies the classes and the curriculum and things like that. There's no business classes, right? So the bulk of what we do is business, because that's got to be the foundation of it. When you get your real estate license, you become an entrepreneur. You got to understand business. And when I got my real estate license, and when I think about my journey as a new agent and just over the years, I can see how my biggest issues has been my lack of understanding of business. I never took business classes. I didn't get a business degree. I never worked. Nobody in my family ever owned a business, so I didn't understand business, right? Which is crazy to be the CEO of a company that's been around for 17 years and then recently realized I don't know business. All right. Now I went and got it. I participated in the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Curriculum, where we spent close to 5 months in a rigorous program, and that's how I learned business.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the 5 buckets of business. When it comes to real estate, the ones that I need you to worry about are the first three. That's why they red. Right. The first one is, and to Sheila's point, you got to have customers. Right. So bucket number one is marketing and prospecting. Right. And inside of that bucket, certain people live. Certain people live inside of each one of these buckets. Right. But the marketing and prospecting bucket, and this is for all businesses, this isn't just for real estate. So whether you do real estate, or whether you sell magnets, or whether you clean houses, or whether you wash cars, it don't matter what your business is. Whether you got a restaurant, it don't matter. The first thing you got to do is attract business. And that's what happens with marketing and prospecting. You got to understand what you need to be doing in that bucket and who's in that bucket. The second bucket is sales. And this is the biggest gap with realtors. Most realtors do not have anything intentional as it relates to their sales bucket, right? Most realtors don't even know the difference between marketing and sales. And y'all know I'm about to put y'all on the spot. Who knows the marketing? Who knows the difference between marketing and sales? Margaret, you can't answer because I know you know. Shay, you can't answer me. What's the difference between marketing and sales? Jill?
They got it. I don't let them do it.
Jill said I ain't answering. Sheila, what you think? What's the difference between marketing and sales?
I'm gonna venture out and say that marketing sales is getting in what you need.
Okay, marketing. Marketing is what? What's marketing?
Yeah, getting the people.
Okay, getting the customer.
Yeah,
All
what
right.
you need.
And what's sales?
Providing the product.
So delivering on
Yeah,
what you
delivering.
promised. All right, then what's operations then? If sales is delivering on the product.
Making it work.
All right. So sales is, you think sales is delivering on what you promised.
I would think so.
Okay. All right. And hey, listen, most agents think that. And that's why they failing. That's why they working. All right, Shay, tell us what's the difference between marketing and sales? You gotta unmute yourself.
Marketing is how you get your clients.
Okay, marketing is how you get your clients. And what's sales?
Sales is the actual transaction.
Ah, no, Shay, no. No, that's what they said.
Oh,
All right, Margaret. Margaret got me. Pick me up, Margaret. What's the difference between marketing and sales?
Marketing is attracting the people,
Uh-huh.
attracting the leads. Sales is converting them to be your client, convincing them to work with you.
Boom. That's sales.
Yeah, I had
Right?
it written in my notes.
That's
Sure,
sales.
yeah.
Oh, Shay said she ain't looking at the notes. That's sales. Marketing is getting them through the door.
Yeah.
Sales is convincing them to do business with you. What most agents assume is just because somebody says, I have some, hey, G, I want to buy a house. The assumption is, I'm going to use you to buy it.
Yeah.
That ain't what it is. That's not what they thinking. They just telling you,
Yeah.
hey, Sheila, you know what? I'm thinking about selling my house. Why don't you come over here and do a market analysis for me? You walking into the house in your mind, oh, she gonna use me to sell the house.
Yeah.
No, that ain't what they saying. They just making you aware that they have a need.
Yeah.
That's marketing. So when your marketing and your prospecting goes out, that's the goal. You're just trying to attract people that have a real estate need. Then you got to have an intentional process of how you're going to convince that individual to actually do business with you, to hire you. That's sales. Most agents don't have anything around sales on how they're convincing people to do business with. Nothing structured. So that's the sales bucket. All right. And now the third bucket, which I thought was sales, is operations. That's you delivering on what you promised, right? So you've attracted them, you've convinced them to do business with you, and you did that based off of offering them some things of what you were going to do. Then operations is you actually doing what you said you was going to do.
Exactly.
That's where you get paid, right? That's where the money happens. That's where the transaction gets closed. That's why the reason that those three are the ones that's in red is because if you don't master those three, if you don't figure that, you don't need no finance department because you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. You don't need no finance department, right? And if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no money to pay nobody. You ain't, so you ain't got to worry about human resources, right? So I don't even talk about bucket 4 or 5 until our agents get to a certain level when it comes to their operations, right? Them being a team, them growing, them scaling. It ain't even no point in talking about them other 4 buckets. So most of our time and what we do is talking about these three buckets right here: marketing, sales, and operation. Okay, I'll call you. I'll call you. All right, you as well. You as well. All right, you with me, Sheila?
I'm with you.
Sheila with me. All right, thank you, Sheila. All right, see you. All right, so let's jump into the 7 phases to get you to a closed transaction. So now, I want when you see this, I want you to really, this, which is for business, the 5 buckets is for business. Really, it's the 3 buckets. It's how we take the 3 buckets that we've talked about with business and how we apply it to real estate. That's all this is right here. It's taking these 3 buckets, marketing and prospecting, sales, operations, and applying it to real estate. That's all this slide is. The 7 phases to get you to a closed transaction, right? So this is the breakdown. So when we look at number 1, which is to attract. Attracting is you prospecting, it's you marketing, it's you bringing in the lead. And you got to do that daily. You got to do it every day. You got to do it everywhere. You got to do it all the time, right? As a real estate professional, you're doing it every day, everywhere, all the time. And what you're listening for is somebody that wants to do something. I want to buy, I want to sell. I need to buy, I need to sell. I'm thinking about buying, I'm thinking about selling. That's it. That's the only criteria for a lead. What I found is a lot of agents put these layers on leads. Well, the lead is somebody that's serious. A lead is somebody that called back. A lead is somebody that said, I want to do something, I need to do something, I'm thinking about doing something. That's it. And once you get that lead, then you have to have something intentional that you're going to do with that lead. So that's the second part. That's entry. So entry is going from bucket 1 to bucket 2. That's entry. Because marketing and prospecting creates the lead. You got to have something intentional, specific as a person goes from bucket 1 to bucket 2. Your leads are in bucket 2. That's where they live, right? So entry is how you input your leads. Where do you put them? Most agents that they hear CRM, and we're going to talk about that today because it's about tech. Some of them use spreadsheets. Most agents don't use nothing, right? They don't have any single source that they put their leads. Some of them is sticky notes. They lose them. They put it in the phone, but they don't remember who name they put it under, so they don't remember and they ain't put no notes. Sheila laughing, she don't tell the truth. All right. So most agents, they don't. There is nothing that they have. They don't have a single source. So I know with Brooks and Davis, we start off with a spreadsheet. You give me a spreadsheet. Get your spreadsheet, name, phone number, email, put your notes. Boom. Use that to manage things, right? Because inside of bucket two, you got to have something, a single source where you put your lead. So that's entry, right? All right. Then vet. Vet is now you're engaging your leads. That's still in your sales bucket. That's nurturing. People do not, if a person says, I'm thinking about buying a house, there's a process that happens before you get them even to the point of picking a house that they want to buy. There's a process even of getting them to say that they want to do business with you. Like there's a process for all of this stuff. So the way that you manage that process, it has to be done in the sales bucket. So that's the vetting. That's where you ask questions. You know, I was having during our morning huddle where I was coaching my team and we were doing some role playing, and the biggest difference between what they were doing and what I was doing, it really boiled down to I just asked a bunch of questions. I keep asking questions. What I told them today is y'all have to become detectives, right? You have to be on a mission of discovery with everybody that you talk to. So you're going to find yourself asking a bunch of questions. That's how you determine if people are able to do what it is that they want to do, or if they're not able to do it. But if they're not able to do it, then you still got to keep asking questions so they can feel understood, so they can feel like you care about them, so you can become a person of influence. So then when you begin to give them guidance and lead them in a particular direction, they'll follow, they'll do it. They'll do the stuff that they need to do to help them move along, move the needle forward. That's one of the biggest challenges, especially in our community, is our people who want to buy houses, who want to satisfy their real estate need, we can't get them to take action, right? Even though they say they want it, even though they tell you when they want it. But when we tell them, we give them a prescription of what they need to do, and then we follow back up with them, they don't do it. That's a big issue, a big challenge that we have. Well, that's where we got to become more skilled as professionals to be able to help people move it along. Well, all of that happens in the sales bucket. All of that is a part of the vet bucket, right? And then the convert, that happens in the sales bucket. So you can see, I said earlier that that's the biggest gap that agents have. If you don't have anything intentional about your sales bucket, look how many phases that you done away with. Entry, vet, and convert are all done if you don't have anything around your sales bucket and how you handle the sales process. You've already eliminated 3 of the 7 phases, which is crazy. But that's the gap. That's most of the gap for many agents. So in the convert phase, that's the goal is to go from lead or customer to client. Well, there are 2 things that gets a person to convert, right? One of them is, Sheila, they got to want to do business with you. That's one. You got to convince them, and I don't want to say convince. They have to become convinced that they want to do business with you, right? They got to commit to you. They got to see you as the favorite, right? The person that they want to do business with. That's the first thing that happens, that has to happen to get people out of the sales bucket. Well, here's the second thing that has to happen. And both of these things have to happen before a client can be converted or a customer can be converted. The second thing is they have to become able to do what it is they want to do. If you want to buy a house, and even if you want to use me, you fell in love with me, I'm the favorite, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, I'm doing business with Michael G. Davis, and I find pride in that, doing that. But if your credit ain't a certain amount, we can't do it. If your job situation or the amount of money that you have saved up don't work, we can't do it. I just had a gentleman drop me off some paperwork here in my office. He wants to sell a house. We can't do it because we got to do some stuff with this paperwork, with the title, with the lender that's tied to it. He can want to sell his property all day long, but until we work through this other stuff, we can't do it. So both of these things has to happen. They gotta want to do business with you. You gotta position yourself as a person of influence, so they'll do what you tell them to do. Like I had my man bring me the paperwork. Or, I mean, not or, and they got to be in a position of what they can do. The reason that he brought me the paperwork, because he's convinced that I can help put him in a position to where they're able to sell the house. That's why he came. That's why he brought me the paperwork, because I was able to give him the confidence that I could do it. All right. Both of those things has to happen for a customer to be converted to a client, right? And here's the reality. I have value, right? Value versus relationship. And what I originally meant by that was if you provided enough value, because everybody knows a realtor, right? That just because your brother is a realtor, they'll still do business with you if they think you're more valuable. All right. Well, guess what? I've graduated from that thought process. Now, what I realize is it's not value. What it is trust, right? See, relationship doesn't automatically equate to trust. Just because you my brother don't mean that I trust you with this real estate situation. Just because you my cousin or my friend and you have a real estate license doesn't mean, and in most instances, it's the opposite. Because you my brother and I know you, I don't trust you with this real estate situation. So it's trust. So what you're looking to really do when you're nurturing, when you're in that sales bucket, when you're with these clients, you're really looking to build trust. You're looking to build rapport, right? That's how you become a person of influence in a person's life. You continue to show up. Think about your parents. The reason you trusted your parents is because they showed up all the time, every day. They was there. They took care of you. They showed up. That's how you build trust. That's how you got to build trust with the people that say they have a need. They want you to help them. That's how you build trust. So that's convert. Well, once you convert them, that's when we get into bucket three. The rest of these, the other three are bucket three, right? Because once they become a client, now you're going to deliver on what you promised, and you're going to do it at the highest level. You're going to serve them. Then once you get a contract in place, something's under contract, then that's when you're going to manage that transaction. And then once you successfully manage that transaction, you close. And when you close, you get paid, right? With $3 signs, not just one, $3 signs, because there's a lot of money to be made in this business. So the first bucket number one, got one phase. That's a track. The sales bucket, 3 phases: entry, vet, convert. The operations bucket, 3 phases: serve, transact, close, right? Nobody else is out here breaking it down to this extent. This becomes a challenge in business is because people don't understand it, right? But that's the only thing that makes it challenging. All right, here we go. Okay, are we all good? Any questions? Everybody on the same page? Everybody good? Y'all good? Y'all with me on Zoom?
Yes.
Good. Stay with me. All right. So then we talk about these currencies. I always like to have this currency conversation. And look, I got to go through these basics with you, because now when I start talking about this tech toolbox, you got to understand the place that the technology plays. Because what we've been doing is that we've been placing technology at a higher level than where it needs to be, to where we don't fully understand the role that technology needs to play. So I'm giving you the fundamentals, right? I gave you the buckets. I gave you the 7 phases. So how the buckets apply to real estate. I'm giving you these 6 currencies, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the technology, and we're going to see how the technology is going to reinforce these things, because that's all technology is. It needs to be you. There's no point in knowing the latest gadget or having the latest tool if you don't know how to use it for what you're trying to achieve, right? So you first got to understand what is that we're trying to achieve. All right, so let's talk about these 6 currencies. I heard this a lot from new agents. I don't have the money. Once I get some money, then I'll do this. Once I get some money, then I'll do that, right? I don't have the money. So I had to get I heard it so much. I was like, but no, what they're doing is focusing on what you don't have. You're neglecting what you do have access to, which is actually more value than the money, right? So there are five things that are more valuable than money. Now we call them currencies because we use these to transact, just like money. If I want something, I give them money, they give me what it is that I want. All right. My wife was frying fish yesterday. I like when she fry fish, it'd be really, really good. But she came home, she ain't had no fish fry. So I had to go get some fish fry. So since I needed some fish fry, I had to give them some money. They give me the fish fry. And then now the Davises is happy because mom in there frying us up some fish. So that's money. It's a currency. Well, there are other things that we use to transact. All right. The most valuable currency, in my opinion, is time. Now, why am I saying that that's the most valuable currency? Who wants to tell me why I'm saying time is the most valuable currency? Why is time the most valuable currency? Anybody?
You have to invest in the time that it takes to build all this stuff up.
I agree. I agree. All right. And why is it the most valuable currency, Margaret?
Time is the most valuable because you can't get any more.
Can't get no more. It's gone. You can make more money. You can get more friends. You can get more knowledge, more ideas. Once time gone, it's spent. I also call it the great equalizer because everybody get the same amount of it, right? Rich people don't get more time than middle class people or poor people. We all get the same amount, 24 hours. I think it's 84,640 seconds, something like that. We all get it. It's the same. Well, here's the difference. Same thing with money, right? It's about how you invest it, right? Very wealthy people are very skilled at how to invest money to make it grow, right? But guess what? They're also very skilled on how to invest their time, right? Rich people, wealthy people, they invest their time differently than middle class and poor people, right? But we all get. Unlike us being born with all, I mean, just imagine if every day you woke up, you got $84,000 in your bank account, right?
Woo!
Come on, Margaret. But you get something way more valuable. You get 84,000 seconds every day you wake up, right? So, time. And guess what? So we have it. So as a new agent, you coming into this business, you have the time. You just got to invest the time. You got to know, number one, you got to know what to invest the time in. Well, that's where we come in as your broker. We're going to tell you exactly what you need to be. Matter of fact, today I'm going to talk about exactly what you need to be investing your time in, right? The bulk of your time, you can take it back to the basics of business. Your time as a new agent, it needs to be invested in bucket one. You got to attract business. It's got to be invested in bucket two. You got to be convincing that business to do business with you. You got to be nurturing those leads. That's what the bulk of your time is going to be, right? But guess what, Sheila? That ain't why most people get in real estate. They don't get in real estate to say, well, yeah, I love real estate because I'm going to spend all this time calling people. I'm going to spend all this time knocking on doors. I'm going to spend all this time doing follow-up calls, right? That ain't why they getting in it, huh? Say, why you want to get into real estate? Oh, because I love showing houses. I love helping people. I love looking at putting sign. It's the operational stuff that they fall in love with. But you got to get there. You got to get clients, right? So they jump over the two buckets and they go straight to the third one. And I'm like, nah, that's not how this works, right? So time. So you got to know what to invest your time in. You got to have a willingness and a commitment to invest that time in those areas. All right, this is something else that everybody has. They got relationships. You already have relationships with people that even if they don't have a need, they know somebody, right? You want to position yourself to where you got walking billboards, all these walking billboards out there, because they're constantly reminded of what you do. And they care about you and they know you and they like you and they love you and they trust you and they want to see you win. They want to see you succeed. So when somebody approaches them, they're going to start referring you. Well, you don't need no money for that, right? You don't need no money to nurture your highest levels of relationships and then to employ them on your behalf to help you build and grow your business. That just requires you being a better friend. If you're a good friend, they're gonna take care of you. And don't require money, right? And then knowledge, right? That's where we come in as your brokerage firm. You stay with us, we're gonna teach you, we're gonna give you the knowledge, we're gonna give you the information. It only works though if you apply it. But guess what? People pay you for what you know, right? I mean, for me, people join Brooks and Davis because of my knowledge and being able to have access to my knowledge. I get paid because of what I know. And then I call these sister currencies knowledge and ideas because it's hard to come up with creative ideas if you don't know nothing. That's why they say what readers are leaders, leaders are readers, is because you're able to tap into a knowledge base, and that's going to help you take that knowledge and begin to create ideas that apply to your situation specifically. You can take that knowledge and make it custom to what you have going on. And people get paid for that. Think about the richest people right now. Google, generational idea. Um, Twitter, generational idea. Tesla, SpaceX. He keep coming up with them. Generational ideas, right? Think about the Ford truck. What put Ford on the map? He came up with a generational idea. He didn't even create the assembly line. He just took it and applied it to car making. Generational. Blew up, right? So the ideas, and that was kind of the beginning of the whole idea or the knowledge. Now they say we're in the knowledge age, right? Think about the internet, right? And companies that jumped on that at that time. So ideas make you money. And then in time, your reputation. Like now, people join my brokerage firm or people hire me as a coach because of my reputation and my track record. And then finally we get to money. So there are these other currencies. So I like to go through this because I need people to understand that don't just think about the money. Like you don't need money to make money. So say you need money to make money. No, you don't. You need time. You need time to make money, right? You need relationships that can make you some money. You need knowledge, make you money, ideas, make you like there are other things that can make you money. You don't need money to make money, right? All right. We good? Everybody good? All right, we all good. All right. Uh-oh. What about the slides at? Hold on, y'all. I'm missing some slides. Let me do a refresh. There we go. All right. I was like, I know I got me some other slides. All right. So let's talk about technology. Y'all ready? So here's the thing about technology and the tech toolbox. Who, who here sometimes feels overwhelmed by all the tech options? How about you, Sheila? You feel overwhelmed by all the tech options sometimes? Yeah. What about y'all online? Who feels overwhelmed by all the technology options?
Yes, I do.
Margaret, yes. Right? Doesn't it sometimes it feels like we're being like technology, especially in real estate, is just being shoved down our throats, making you feel like you're inadequate as an agent unless you get up to speed and up to date on the latest technologies when it comes to real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've attended a lot of conferences this year, right? A lot of three, four, yeah, four national. I know it's just coming. Two state conferences. I have another national conference that I have to go to. Like I've attended a lot of conferences this year. And at these conferences, they had these classes, right, that they teaching, they training. And when I tell you the bulk of when I'm looking at, all right, what class am I going to go to? What session am I going to attend? When I tell you the bulk of them is on technology, AI this and AI that, and tools this, and software this, and the CRM that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, right? And guess what? I don't go to none of them because I don't need a new tool. I don't need a new shiny tool, right? Because at the end of the day, technology is not about replacing the other stuff that we just talked about, right? Technology, if you're not good, if you ain't marketing and prospecting, technology ain't gonna market and prospect for you. Technology ain't gonna nurture your leads. Like technology is, and that's the message that they try to give to us to get us to get our money. Well, if you do this, the technology will do it for you. No, it will not. That's just like saying the hammer will hammer the nail for you. No, it will not. Right? The wrench will screw the nut for you. No, the tools will build the house for you. No, they will not. The technology will not run the business for you. You got to run the business. You got to build a business, right? So it's not going to replace those core concepts. It's not going to replace how you invest your time the right way. It's not going to replace how you leverage your relationships and how you utilize these currencies, the knowledge that you gain and the ideas that you come up with. Technology is not going to do that for you. It's not going to, like I said earlier, attract the business. It's not going to make sure that you have a single source where all of your leads are going and that you're nurturing them and you're following up with them on a regular basis. It's not going to do it for you. It's not going to convert the client. It's not going to vet the client. It's not going to deliver on what you promised the client. Like the technology is not here to replace any of the core competencies. What it is about doing is it's about freeing you up. That's what the technology is about doing. It's about freeing you up and making it easier to do these things. The technology is there to make it easier for you to maneuver through the buckets when it comes to attract sales and operations. Technology is there to make it easier for you. Just like tools are there to make it easier for somebody to build something versus doing it with your hands, right? Sheila, if I go out there and say I'm about to build a house and I ain't got no tools, I make it do it. But it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be challenging. It's gonna take some work, right? I'm gonna say I'm gonna go build that car. I ain't got no tools. All I got is ease, right? So tools are designed to make it easier, to make it done faster, to make you be more effective with it. But it's not there to replace it, which is the story and the narrative that people try to sell us as professionals. That you need to buy this tool and it's going to do it for you. That ain't it. Even ChatGPT, AI, baby, right? We thinking AI gonna think for you. AI gonna be the creative part of you. Just they using AI like a Google search, right? No, AI is a tool. It's there to help you do things easier. It's help to enhance things. It's there to help enhance your thought, your creativity, what you're thinking about doing. It's there to help you kind of rationalize or simplify what's going on in your head, or even reiterate or validate. Right? That's what AI is there to do. It's not there to do it for you. That's why people keep saying, man, AI gonna replace humans. No, it's not. Zillow gonna replace realtors. Realtors gonna become just like Blockbuster. They're gonna be like, cars. No, listen. Realtors is not gonna be replaced by any technology. Period. Right? All right. So that's what tech is, right? And today we're gonna simplify and we're gonna focus on the daily activities that lead directly to closings, right? So today our conversation is going to be about the technology and how we're going to utilize the technology for different aspects of what we need to be doing on a daily basis. These activities, right? And some key activities that we need to be doing on a daily basis really can be summed up in these 3 bullets. Lead management, right? That's what you really, in that sales bucket, lead management, how you're nurturing things, you could really use some technology to help with that. Client and prospect outreach. So that's kind of like your marketing and your prospecting, right? How you're reaching out, how you're trying to attract business, or you have clients, you're working with them. How do you keep them engaged as you're going through the process of working with them and delivering on the need? So client and prospect outreach, property searches, which is also part of operations. When it comes to attracting business as well as working with your clients. So, you know, technology helps with these things on a daily basis. You know, we really want to use technology to help us generate leads, to nurture relationships, and to convert clients, right? And it's all tied back into doing it with integrity, doing it consistently. I'm going to say that again. Consistently. I think Gia said that before she left. Sheila, didn't she say you need some consistency, right, to make some money? Well, here it is. It's about doing this with integrity, consistency, and with service as your foundation, wanting to help people, right? So we didn't say our mission is to make billions of dollars. What we said is our mission is to help satisfy 1 million needs, right? So we want to serve at a high level. Now, guess what? We'll end up making billions of dollars if we do it the right way. But the foundation isn't the money. The foundation is how many people can you help? How many people can you impact and serve? So that's the foundation, right? So technology should help with these things on a daily basis, right? So what do we need to be doing every day? Well, we need to be building a database. Oh no, this one. Yeah. So what do we need to be doing every day? We need to be building a database. All right. How does that look with building a database? How does it look when conducting lead follow-up? How does it look when scheduling appointments when it comes to these daily activities and how we utilize our technology? Oh, I'm missing a lead. Missing. Supposed to have another slide right there. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a CRM, right? And I know y'all get that a lot. CRM, customer relationship management software. What's the best CRM, Mike? What's the CRM that I need to be getting? When am I going to get a CRM? Do y'all provide a CRM? I get that when the agents, do y'all give us a CRM? Right? This is what I tell them. No, Sheila. I tell them you need to start with a spreadsheet. I tell them you need to start with first building the habit of when you attract a lead, going to a single source. And that could be and until you build that habit, you don't need to, number one, be spending any money on a CRM. And number two, be getting distracted and frustrated with all the things and the bills and the stuff and trying to learn the CRM, right? So before we start doing all of that and we introduce all of that into your life, you need to build a habit of attract a lead, put it here. Here's a lead, put it here. That lead come from the phone, get the information, put it here. That lead come from the email, get it here, put that here. Get somebody referred me the lead, I got their contact information, I put it here. Oh, somebody engaged with me on social media, they had a need, I get that information, I put it here. Until you build that habit, it ain't no point in us introducing any of the other stuff, right? Because it becomes a distraction. But once you get there and you do get your CRM, it can absolutely help you do these things, right? Because at that point, your CRM is the thing that holds your database, right? And when you have your CRM and it's holding your database, well, now you can categorize it and you can segment it and you can speak to different areas of your database, right? I'll use this as an example. On this last Saturday, the Brooks and Davis signature team had an open house at a duplex for some investors, right? Well, that's a different audience than traditionally the open houses. So inside of our database, guess what? We have a list of investors, close to 200 of them, that we were able to directly promote this particular open house to. We was able to email them information about it. We was able to text them information about it, right? And over the weekend, I got another person's information that's an investor. And guess what I'm going to do? Add them into the CRM, right? Add them onto the investor list. So now when leads are coming, not only can I add them into my database, I can actually tag them, put categories. This is where this person needs to go, right? Today, our Brooks and Davis agents, you all got a text message about an event that's happening on Friday, right? We have now we have close to 20,000 people that's in the Brooks and Davis database. 20,000. And Sharita was there because she the one did it with 3 different steps, 3 different keystrokes. I was able to pull the 70 people that are Brooks and Davis agents out of this 20,000 so I could send them a text about an event that we're doing on Friday. That's the power of the technology. Now, all CRMs do that. So when you ask me what's the best CRM, the one you use. I know you heard that before. They all do that. They all have those capabilities. They all have that capacity. But if you don't know how to use it, you don't know what to do with it, then it becomes a distraction, it becomes a waste of money, right? So the CRM is a powerful tool. But guess what? This is something else that's important. And that's why we had to first build a habit of doing it. Oh, you come in, Rick. Hey, you come in here. Yeah. Why we had to first build the habit of getting the information, touching this, going to this on a daily basis. The reason that we had to first build the habit is because once you do get the CRM, you're going to be going into it every day. If you're not going to your CRM every single day, then you're not using it to its capacity. You don't know you're not using it the right way. You don't know what you're doing. You're wasting money. You're wasting time. You're losing. You're not doing it, right? If you're not going to your CRM every single day. And it doesn't need to be forced. You're going to look up and you're just going to have to go to your CRM to get whatever data information you need, to engage whoever you need to engage, to see whatever tasks that you need to see, to upload whatever you need to upload, to input whatever you need to input. Like, it's not going to be forced. It's going to be natural. It's going to be organic that you're going to be going to the CRM every single day. It's going to become non-negotiable, right? Every lead, every contact, it all has to go in there. You're going to be tracking your conversations, right? If right now I could think of somebody like, oh man, I need to reach out to this person. I'm gonna go in my CRM, I'm gonna pull up the notes, and I'm gonna see what was the last conversation that I had with the person so I can speak intelligently when I call them, right? You're gonna get out of that wanting to keep everything up here. You got to get out of that quick, fast, and in a hurry, right? Because although our brains is probably the greatest machine that was ever created, you relying on it too much, right? And it's true. Everything that you experience through all of your senses, all of that stored here, it's here, right? Recollection is the issue. Just because it's up here don't mean you can recall it. And that's where the problem comes. So stop trying to rely on recalling it. Put it in the CRM. And now let that be your recollection tool, right? But again, I'm going to use this word again, non-negotiable. It has to become non-negotiable for you to input the data. If you're not inputting the data, if you have not committed to inputting the data in the CRM, it will not work for you at max capacity. And I know it ain't easy. I know you don't want to. I fight one of my signature members, man. We are going at it right now. I'm talking about tooth and nail. I'm fighting with this young man to input the data. You got to input the data. This is what I told him. You're not going to be able to scale your business to the capacity that you want to scale it to until you input the data, until you embrace the need for you to input the data into this single source. All of it. The contacts, the prospects, the notes, the reminders, the forms. There's other signature members that's on here. And again, I'm fighting pulling them. Hey, you got to put the document in the CRM. So we're not around here looking for it. You got to put the contact in there so we can close the transaction out because it impacts tracking, it impacts metrics. So that commitment to putting the data, putting the contract, putting everything into this hub, you got to commit to it. It has become non-negotiable for the CRM to work. All right. So that's building. So when we say build a database, that's what we're talking about. A database is not just a list of names and phone numbers and email addresses. A database is a list of data, right? They call it a database. It's a base of data. It's where you have a lot of data. And that's where this world is going. This world is going where people are paying for data. The companies that are able to capture the most data the fastest are the ones that are getting the biggest checks. That's what we're in. You're depriving yourself as a professional and your business because you're not collecting your own data for your business and you're not using it and you're not leveraging it the right way to help you grow your business. You're causing yourself you're doing your own self a disservice. It's a database. You got to put the data in the CRM, right? Because once the data's in there, then you can start doing stuff like when somebody buys a house from us, then now we can add them to a drip campaign. We label them as a past client. We add them to a drip campaign, and now they're going to get 2 emails a month from us just reminding them of seasonal things. See? So now, guess what this CRM now has done? What has this tool done? It's made my life easier. So now I ain't got to call them when it's time to wrap their pipes because the freeze is happening. Sheila, come on now. I ain't got to call them because my CRM is going to automatically send them an email to remind them. Now I ain't got to call them when it's time to get their AC service twice a year before the summer and the winter. I ain't got to call them no more to do that because my CRM is going to automatically send it to them. But guess what? If I didn't create the drip campaign, if I didn't come up with the idea of saying, hey, we need to send out these series of emails during this time to remind people, if I didn't add the person into the CRM that bought the house, if I didn't add them to the category where it said past client, none of it's going to work. The tool only works if you know how to use it. The technology only works if you know how to use it, right? So you got to know how to use it. So that's something else. Build a database. All right, conduct lead follow-up. Oh, Sheila, conduct lead follow-up. When I tell you these agencies not following up, Sheila, they not following up, Shay. Shay said, I know they not. She do know. They not following up. Margaret, are they following up, Margaret?
No.
They not following up. They not following up, right? So the database, the CRM, helps you with your follow-up. All right. Now, something that we teach is that when a person raises their hand and they say that they have a real estate need, we rank them. There are 3 distinct ranks that we give people. I'm going to start here. There are 3 distinct ranks that we give people. All right. It's as simple as A, B, C. That's how simple it is, Sheila. It's as simple as A, B, C, and they still won't do it, Sheila. It's as simple as A, B, C. If a person says, Mike, I have a real estate need, we teach a simple script called LP Mama. And from LP Mama, we're going to determine how soon that person wants to do it. Okay? Simple script, LP Mama. We're going to ask them about what location they want to be, what price point they want to be, how soon they want to do it, if they're working with another agent, have they spoken with mortgage people, then I need to determine what kind of appointment I'm going to set with them. Is it going to be credit? Is it going to be lender? Is it going to be listing? Is it going to be a property visit? Is it going to be a buyer appointment? One of those 5. LP Mama, simple, right? After I do LP Mama, because one of the things that I want to find out is how soon they want to do it, they're going to tell me if they want to do it in less than 90 days, or they're going to tell me if they want to do it in more than 90 days. If they want to do it in less than 90 days, I'm gonna make them a B lead. If they want to do it in more than 90 days, I'm gonna make them a C lead, right? Once I do that, now I know how I need to follow up with. Because you got to be consistent in the follow-up. If they're a B lead, I follow up with them twice a month. I follow up with them the week of the 1st, the week of the 15th, every month. They're a B lead. As long as they're a B lead, I'm going to touch base with them the week of the 1st and the week of the 15th. And if I get too many B leads, I'm gonna start it on Monday. So whatever the week of the 1st, whatever that Monday is that's on that week, I'm gonna begin engaging my B leads. And the same thing with the week of the 15th. That's a B lead. They want to do it in less than 90 days. I'm gonna touch them twice a month. The week of the 1st, week of the 15th, beginning on Monday. Simple. If it's more than 90 days, I'm gonna make them a C lead. I'm gonna touch them once a month. The week of the 8th, beginning on Monday. I'm gonna do it every month, month after month, 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 right? The CRM helps me keep all of this organized. So I'll know who my B lead. So now, not only do I get you in the CRM, now I can tag you as a B or a C lead. Now I can add you onto my calendar so I can see on this date, I'm gonna start reaching out to this person again. On this date, I'm gonna start reaching out to this person again. When I get them on the line, I'm gonna put my notes in there. So now you see why you're going to the CRM every day. And it's not gonna be forced. All right, what's the A? A is you don't know if it's a B or a C, right? Because sometimes you're gonna get referrals and you're gonna call them and they're not gonna answer the phone. So you ain't been able to do LP Mama. So now since you don't know if it's a B or a C, they are A lead. We call A leads every day until you get it. Until you figure out if it's a B or a C, you gotta call them every day. You gotta reach out to them regularly, daily. Get them on the line. Figure it out. Where do I need to put you? I need to figure it out. So that's why they're A leads, right? They're not A leads because they serious, they ready to go. Those are unicorns. It's funny people like that. Man, I'm looking for some serious leads. What? Where they at? They ain't there. Ever. They don't exist. Never. Right? I need some leads that's ready to go. Who is that? Where them leads come from? I ain't never seen none of them. I had to develop all mine. That's not why they're A leads. They're A leads because you're going to put in a lot of activity until you get them on the phone, right? That's A lead. So that's ABC follow-up. So that's what so the system, your CRM system is going to help you eliminate missed opportunities because now you have a simple process to where you're going to be engaging people on a consistent and a regular basis. You eliminate dropped opportunities. That's what the technology is there to do. It's there to help make things easier for you, not to replace it. It's a tool to help things easier. But if you don't have this, see, this ABC follow-up is not a technology. It's a concept. It's a system. And if you don't have a system, then the CRM does you no good, right? So that's why we got to have the concepts first. We got to have the systems that we're going to employ. We got to have the processes that we're going to utilize. And then we're going to marry that with the technology to help it make our lives easier. So that's another example of how we're using the CRM. All right, let's talk social media. Social media. Don't we all just love social media? Don't we all just love social media? Yay, social media! Y'all talk back to me about social media. Why would I pull up social media in a conversation about technology?
They say it can help with making posts.
Is that what they say?
Yes.
Okay. Is that why I'm bringing it up in the conversation about technology?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the softwares that automatically post and doing that other stuff for you. I'm talking about the social media platforms themselves. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm bringing that up in a conversation about technology, real estate technology. Why would I do such a thing? Anybody?
Because you use it. You can use it to market.
You can use it to market. Okay. What else?
Everybody's on it so much, they might as well use it to benefit them.
All right. So Shay say everybody's on it so much, you might as well use it to benefit you. All right. Let's look at it from this standpoint. I started this conversation here. That's the basics, right? All right. So let me ask you a question. Could we use Facebook to do bucket number one?
Yes.
Okay. Could we use Facebook to do bucket number two?
Yes.
Could we use Facebook to do bucket number three?
No.
If you have a listing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, some of it.
What you can, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you understand these 5 buckets of business, marketing and prospecting, sales, and operations, and then I hand you Facebook, what's that going to do for you?
Well, if you
What-
know how to use it right, it could free you up to do more of it.
Absolutely. Social media can help make your life easier if you understand how to use it, right? If you understand marketing and prospecting, you understand sales, you understand operations, and I hand you Instagram, can you use that for all 3 of these buckets?
Yes.
Yeah. Right? Now, how many people see it that way though? How many people see social media that way?
I
Most
don't.
people only see social media for which one of them buckets? If
One.
one. Anytime social media come up, it come up in the conversation of marketing. That's the only thing it come up in, right? But we just all agreed that you can literally use it in the entire real estate transaction. But most people just don't know how to use it because they're not being taught. Okay. 7 phases of real estate. Can you use Facebook to attract?
Yes.
Okay. Can Facebook be a part of the entry phase?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Y'all look a little sketchy on that. How could it be a part of the entry phase?
If somebody likes a post, maybe you can put that
Remember,
person into your.
remember, entry is you inputting the lead.
Take it from social media and put it into your.
Okay, inputting.
Hey,
Well,
so that
maybe. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
You input the handle, right? I find you on Facebook. All right, I see your Facebook handle. Let me put that in my database, right? So now I
Hmm.
can use that as a metric. I can use that as a way to, hey, vet. Can I use Facebook to vet people? Right? Can I go to your Facebook page and see if you're telling me the truth? Right? Can you use Facebook to convert people? Build
Yes.
relationships? Yeah. Can you use Facebook to serve a client?
Yes.
Listing? You can market, right? Promote the listing. If you're doing an open house for one of your customers, you promote that on Facebook.
Yes.
I can do a Facebook event. Yeah, we can use it for that. Right? If you got a buyer client, you're having a hard time finding them a property. If you're active on Facebook, you put a post out there, hey man, I got a client looking for a property at 77045. Anybody got anything? Yeah. Ain't even thought about that, huh, Shay? You ain't even thought about using it like that. Ain't even thought about using it like that. Because that ain't what you've been taught. You ain't been trained to think like that when
Yeah.
it comes to social media and how to utilize that technology. I'm talking social media, right? Everybody know about social media. That's what I'm talking about, but we ain't being trained the right way. Can we use it to transact? Can we use it to close? That's another place you see it a lot, right? They be posting their closings with the little signs with the title companies,
Yeah.
right? But it makes sense. Here's another way that you can use Facebook. Some clients, I heard this is real big in Atlanta, that the customers they look forward to like these fancy like house celebration posts things where they like where you see some of the agents and they'll like deck the house out real good with the red carpet and they got the champagne bottle posted and all of that. There's some clients that actually that's why they decide to go with agents because that's what they want. They want one of those. And they ask their agents, like, hey, so when we're gonna do my post for me buying the house, right? Hey, give the people what they want. I'm just saying you can use social media for every part of the transaction, not just marketing. Okay. Can Facebook save you time? Can Facebook help you build relationships? Can you
Yes.
use Facebook to get knowledge? Can you use Facebook to come up with ideas? Can you use Facebook to enhance your reputation? Can you spend money on Facebook? Like
Yes.
social media. Now, we just went through all three of these core competencies that we talked about, and I've shown you that in all of these competencies, you can use social media. $1 million question. How many of us are using it to that extent?
Not me.
Now, does it cost you to have an Instagram account?
No.
Does it cost you to have a LinkedIn?
No.
Now, we done just talked about all the ways and how you could just really move the needle forward in your business by using this technology, and it don't even cost you nothing. We didn't know. Coach Mike, we didn't know. We didn't know. Well, now you know, right? Sheila, they know now. Now you know. So let's talk about some kind of rhythm when it comes to social media. Now that we understand that we can use it in these different aspects. All right. Let's go back here. Keep it to the basics. On social media, you got posts, you got stories, you got engagements, right? And an engagement is like liking somebody's picture, getting in their DMs, sharing something. That's an engagement, right? Okay. Think about bucket number one. Think about pick your favorite social media. What kind of posts could you put out on social media that falls in line with bucket number one? That's the easy one, right? That's what most people are doing. But what could you do? How could you use Facebook for marketing? Or whichever one, whichever you decide. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Do understand that they all got their own different audiences. But what could you do? Like, what could you throw out there that could maybe attract you a lead? What'd you say?
Down payment assistance program.
All right, Margaret say put something about down payment assistance on social media. What'd you say, Shay? All right, give her a moment. Give her.
The in-house exclusive inventory.
Okay, how would you use it?
Oh, just posting it.
So taking one of the properties. So at Brooks and Davis, they're not a part of Brooks and Davis. They may not know.
Oh,
So explain it, right?
oh, my
So
bad.
we have an in-house exclusive inventory of different off-market properties. So Shay's saying you could take one of those properties and you could post it on your favorite social media platform. That way it'll attract business. Okay. How can we use it for the sales bucket? How could you use your favorite social media platform as a way to engage in your sales bucket with your leads?
You can put out a quick snippet of maybe the pre-home buyer session, and they'll see you and they'll say, I want to work with them.
Nope, that ain't it, Margaret. That ain't it. Think about it. Who's in the sales bucket?
Leads.
All right. So how can we use social media as it relates to the sales bucket? What you just gave, that's still in bucket number one. That's still marketing. What can you do? How can you use it for the sales bucket?
Put your buyer's rep form on there. Say,
There you
if
go.
I want to work with me, sign this.
Oh, that ain't it. That ain't it. Shay, how can you use it for the sales bucket?
I don't think we know, Coach Mike.
I would post something about why it's good to work with the realtor and something about the resources that I have. So as far as like
Nope.
vendors,
Nope.
no,
Nope.
that's in the sales bucket though.
Nobody knows. They say we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. All right. So, Margaret, Give me a name of a lead that you have in your lead in your sales bucket.
Okay, let's see.
Just give me one, Mark. First one comes.
Catherine James.
Catherine James. All right, she looking to buy or sell.
Bye.
She looking to buy. All right, so can we go find Catherine James on Facebook and can we DM her a flyer to the real estate summit?
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, is that engaging our leads in the sales bucket on social media? Oh, see, y'all notice every time y'all started with posts, I said nope, nope, because in the sales bucket, you ain't sending no posts. You're trying to find who your leads are,
Mhm.
and you're trying to engage them on social media. Maybe Catherine ain't on Facebook, but maybe she on Instagram. Maybe she on LinkedIn. Maybe you see her on LinkedIn and she posted about having a new job. Uh-oh, Catherine got a new job. I might better reach out to her. Catherine, I see you got a new job, girl. Congratulations. You ready to get back on this house hunt now that you got a new job? Well, where'd I find out about it? On social media. See what I'm saying? It ain't just about the post. First thing come to mind is post because that's all y'all been inundated with. Oh, use it to market because that's what you do when you put out posts. You marketing.
Yeah.
So, all right. So it has to be more than posts. So, like on here, the formula that we're talking about, it says on a daily basis, one post. That's marketing, right? One post. It says 3 stories. That's marketing, right? Now, guess what? Just because it says one post, can it be a post that could impact you in your operations? Does it have to be a marketing post? Can it be a post where you're posting your property, your listing for your client, for your customer, right? It could be that. It could be like I mentioned before, a post or a story. Hey, I have a customer, they're looking to purchase in this particular area. Anybody have anything that they know of in this area that I could show this client? That's not a marketing post. That's an operations post, right?
Mhm.
But that's an operations story. So it doesn't just have to be marketing posts. Okay. So one post, 3 stories, 5 engagements, right? 5 engagements. So that's you find 5 people on your lead tracker. Find 5 leads. Go try to find them on social media. Or hopefully, if you communicate with them, you ask them, hey, you on social media? What's your handle? So now, since you know you're going to try to use this as a tool to help nurture and keep them engaged, provide some variety so it's not, you don't get bored with that, man. Here I go. I got to call again. Nah, I just send this email again. It gives you some variety. Now, when you're engaging them once a month or twice a month, you can hit people at different places or multiple places, right? Engage them in different places. So, social media, 1 post, 3 stories, 5 engagements every day. That's how we need to use it. Now, if you didn't have an understanding of all the different, because this is what you hear, content, right? That's what's so inundating with people. Oh, the thought of creating content. I got to create this content. Oh, AI, that'll create content for you. Oh, we got the template here. Pay for this subscription, and then every day they're going to create their content for you, and they're going to send the content to you. Content, 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 content. Well, guess what? It ain't got nothing to do with the content. Y'all see some of the stuff that go viral. Sometimes people just pull their phone out and just start talking about nothing. Nothing. It ain't look, no camera, lighting, no background, no editing. It's just a random. It ain't about the content. It was what the people said at the moment, at the time. It was these different dynamics that all come together at once and make this thing take off. Right? Well, the same thing can happen in your business if you understand why you're using the social media, what you're using it for, right? How you're going to engage it. So we already talked. We can use it for marketing, sales, and operations. And it should be a part of all 3 of those for you. You should have it written in your policies how you're going to use this technology across your business, not just for marketing. So, 1 post, 3 stories, 5 engagements. All right. It also talks about sharing listings, right? It could be your listings that you share. Shay talked about the exclusive in-house inventory, that's off-market stuff. It could be the stuff straight from the MLS. You could put that thing on social media and get a conversation going. Right? You could, if you want, if you realize that you have a client and their preferred method of contact is on social media, they may not do the whole send the link with the MLS listings and all that other stuff. You may have to shoot them that thing in the DM. Hey, check your Facebook Messenger. I just sent you some stuff in the Facebook Messenger, right? I just sent you a video in the Facebook Messenger so you can take a look at it. Or in the Instagram Messenger. I just sent it to you. People communicate like that. You got to become more diverse in what you're doing. Share education. So pre-home buyer session, all the events, all the things that Brooks and Davis does, right? You can share that. Not only can you share it, create you a virtual one. Create you a virtual pre-home buy session on Facebook where people will get on Zoom and engage with you. It ain't even got to be eyes. Like, hey man, I'm gonna be on Zoom on this day, create an event inside of Facebook, and then put the information out there, get the registrants, and then just be online. And it's time for them to show up. All of it can be done on Facebook events, social media, right? So share education opportunities, all right, and then build visibility and build authority, right? So some things I post on LinkedIn, it ain't got nothing to do with marketing. I'm only posting that because I want my audience to see me a certain way. I want them to see me connected. I want them to see me as a person out in the community. So it's solely about reputation building. Me reinforcing what I want people to feel about me as a business person. That's it, right? Which ultimately it'll turn back around. Now, if I post something like that, thinking about the sales bucket, right? If I post something about me being at an event and then I find all of my leads, my C leads, and I tag them on it, all of the C leads that I have their social media handles, and I tag them on, I did this today. You think that's helping me move the needle as far as positioning myself as a person of influence in their life? Absolutely. Social media. So I want y'all to think of social media in a different way. When we talk about technology and tools, I need y'all to see it differently. My mouse. Here we go. All right. So I want to skip down here. We talked about that. All right, no, I'm gonna skip that. All right, so top 50. Top 50, right? So again, it's another one of those concepts. We said relationships, one of the top currencies that you have. So now you need to be intentional about how you leverage those relationships. So at the end of the day, your top 50 is your 50 most valuable people in your sphere of influence. That's who that is, right? And what you want to do is you want to touch them in a meaningful way. Now, this says once a week, not once a week, once a month. Once a month, you want to take your 50 most valuable relationships and you want to engage with them in a meaningful way once a month. So that's a phone call, that's coffee appointment, that's a meaningful text that you thought about, that's engaging with them on social media, right? Having dinner with them, going to their house, sending them something for their birthday. You just want to be intentional about engaging them. The easiest way to break it down is 3 a day. 1 to 3 a day. Touch 1 to 3 of your prospects every day. I mean, top 50 every day, and you'll get through all 50 of them in a month. Now, how can technology assist with that? right? We talked about the CRM. We talked about social media. Another technology that I didn't mention earlier, but it'll really help with your follow-up, right? Because you'll end up like Margaret. Margaret got like over 300 C leads. She got a lot of leads, right? I think Shay got 100. That's a lot of people to call. Well, you got to get your power dollar. I know you'll hear about power dollars. They try to sell you on the power dollars. They range from this amount to that amount to this amount. Well, the beauty of it is if I got 100 people I need to call and I can call 3 at a time to get me through that list faster, I need a power dollar. Now, you don't need a power dollar if you ain't got no leads. Why are you trying to get a power dollar? Oh, I'm going to call this list. I'm going to get this Red X list and I'm going to call all these people on the Red X list. So you know, that ain't how you should use it. You cold calling, right? You can get they have other softwares now that I'm aware of. You got call centers that are cold call lists for you, right? I know y'all be getting them lists from these people out in different countries from these call centers, asking if you want to sell your house, right? So it's other things that'll do that. The mojo, you calling a power dollar, you should use that for calling your top 50, because that's another thing that you can use it. Get through your list of top 50 in an efficient way. You can use it to call your leads, get through that list in an efficient way. That's what you should be using the power dollar for. So that's another technology and how to use that technology in the grand scheme of things when it comes to follow-up, when it comes to nurturing relationships with your top 50. So you want to get away from the single phone dial, right? That takes too much time, right? That takes too much time. You got to get away from that. So if it costs me, I think Mojo Dollar $160 a month. Listen, if it costs me $160 a month, but it puts me in a position to where I can call 10x the amount of phone calls in a 30-day period than I could if I didn't have it, that's money well spent. Because guess what? I didn't save that time that I was looking for, right? So all right, so top 50. So top 50 is another area where you want to think of how can I utilize technology? We talked about the power dollar, how we can use it. All right. I shouldn't have to bring up social media because y'all can probably already see how you could use social media to engage your top 50. Right? Everybody on your top 50, you should absolutely have 8 social media handles and be connected with them online. And if you don't have it, guess what? That gives you a reason to call them. Hey man, are you on social media? I need to get your social media stuff so we can connect, right? So that's an easy one, top 50, right? You want to do it once a month. This says provide value. I would change that to do it in a meaningful way. You want to engage them in a meaningful way. Right? So here's one of the last things that I want to talk about when it comes to all this technology that I threw out there. All right. There's a very key factor in all of this. And the factor is you have got to create the habit of measuring performance. Now, that is, in my opinion, that is a more advanced business concept. Now, it's pertinent and very important if you're going to scale your business. But I want to introduce it now because the reality is that you can have these systems, you can have these processes, you could be executing them, but you're not going to know if what's working or what's not working if you're not measuring performance. So you got to be measuring and monitoring what you're doing. So because what it'll do is, and it took me a long time to figure this out as a businessman. The reason that you have to know the numbers, the reason that you have to know the metrics and you got to measure stuff is because it helps you make better business decisions. Knowing the numbers, knowing the metrics helps you make better business decisions, right? So when we're talking about these buckets, and we're talking about all the things that we do in marketing and prospecting, Well, we got to know what's working and what's not working. We got to know what we should spend money and what we shouldn't spend money. We got to know what we should spend time continuing to do and what we should not keep doing. Well, the only way we're going to know that is that we got to be able to identify where is these leads coming from? Where are these people coming from? Which of these marketing activities and prospecting activities actually work and which of them do not? You got to be able to measure it. You got to monitor it, right? You got to be, when you're looking at your sales, you got to be looking at how many times have I called this person? Is this person answering the phone? Should I be looking? Okay, I call them, they don't answer. Maybe I should now try to find them on social media. Maybe this time I should try to send them a text message. Maybe I can get them there. Do I have their email address? Maybe I should try to shoot them an email. Hell, do I need to go knock on their door? Well, the only way that you're gonna know if you need to modify things as you're engaging a B or a C lead is you need to be able to see how many times have they answered? How many times have I called them? How long have I been doing this trying to engage them and not getting anything? You got to make another business decision. So it'll stop you from wasting your time, right? The reason that I throw that piece in there is because that's something else that the CRM can help you with. It can help you with measuring performance. It can help you with keeping track of these things for you. Now, it's not going to do it in its totality. So you may have to figure out other ways to keep track of other metrics. You may need to have, you're going to have to decide what are the things that I do need to really be keeping track of that helps me make better business decisions as far as how I do my business, right? That may be different for everybody. My point is that has to become a point of seriousness in the way that you do your business. Tracking performance, measuring performance. That has to become important. So we can have this technology conversation. We can talk about the system and the process. We can talk about how we're going to use the tools and the technology. But if we're not paying attention to the results that we're getting, then you still got a gap in your business. All right, so that's why I wanted to bring that piece up. All right, finally, to sum it all up, when you think of a day, a daily routine, it could consist of this. All right. Now, first thing you do is open up your CRM. Right? Look at, do you got some ABC calls you need to follow up on? ABC follow up. Do that. Finish it. Reach out to who you need to reach out to. Put in input who you need to input. Update who you need to update. What I'm saying is spend an hour doing it. ABC follow up. Then think about marketing. Spend an hour, 1 to 2 hours of let's do some marketing. That's where you can pull in your social media stuff, right? Do one piece of social media content. Send it out. That's prospecting. Do your 3 stories. That's prospecting. As a part of your ABC follow-up, try to identify some leads that's on your lead tracker, some B or C leads. Try to find them on social media and engage with them on social media. Write a comment on one of their posts, right? Or reach out to them in the DM and send them something. But engage with them on social media. All right. Top 50. Spend an hour. Reach out to your top 50. An hour of intentional focus on those 50 important people. You want to engage them, call them, invite them to coffee, send them a thank you card, handwritten note, do something. And I know the top 50 works because I get a bunch of leads from my top 50. And this is what I tell people all the time. Your most quality leads are going to come from your top 50. The most quality, the ones that there's already a level of trust that's going to be built into the lead, makes your job a whole lot easier when they come from your top 50. So all you got to do is be a better friend. Just be a better friend to your friends, and you're going to get better leads for you to work. So remember, so that gives you some examples of what you could do on a daily basis. Spend an hour of ABC follow-up. We talked about how we can do those things. Spend a couple of hours prospecting. We talk about the tools that you can use to do that, right? Spend an hour nurturing your top 50. That's at least 4 hours right there, right? And then the other time, you'll spend that in operations, right? Right. But if you ain't got no clients, there is no operations. And until you get operations, I didn't gave you at least 4 hours. So whether you got a client or not, I've already given you 4 hours of what you should be doing every day for your real estate business in the marketing and prospecting bucket and in the sales bucket. And then you still have more than enough time to where you don't even have to remove the 4 hours. Just use the rest of your time to handle operations. That's with your clients, your transactions. Get to the closing table, right? So at the end of the day, tech is your assistant, not your replacement, right? You close the deal, but tech ensures consistency so deals come faster and more predictably. So here's my challenge for everybody this week. 1 hour ABC follow-up or 2 hours. Yeah, 1 hour ABC follow-up, 2 hours of prospecting, build your top 50 list, 1 hour top 50. Do all of that. Today's Wednesday. Give me a good week. By next Wednesday, have done it every day. 5 days, right? So I'm even gonna give you the weekends off. 5 days. 1 hour ABC follow-up, 2 hours of prospecting, 1 hour top 50 by next Wednesday. Y'all up for the challenge? Y'all up for the challenge? Sheila? You up for the challenge? Yeah. Challenge?
Yep.
All right, that's the challenge, baby. You can do it. All right. Well, let's see. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. I like to always talk a little bit about what we have upcoming. I know Friday, all of you all should have gotten a text message about an event that the 5-star team, our team lead, LaKendra Hoffman, is having. She's having at with a builder. So let me do this real quick. Share my screen here. Okay. Pull my WhatsApp up. All right. Let's see. So LaKendra. All right, here's the video that she did. Yeah, I probably can't hear it. Hold on, let me see.
Home. Have this beautiful model home as the backdrop, and we're gonna enjoy some fun to kick off football season. I have a little trivia. This event is just for you. Hey, my Brooks Davis family, realtors, football fanatics, this event is just for you. Come out and join us Friday here in Ontario Creek with Tri-Coast Homes. You have this beautiful model home as a backdrop, and we're going to enjoy some fun to kick off the football season. We're going to have a little trivia, so come ready to win some prizes. See you there.
All right. I had to put it on the screen for my people in the office.
Hey, my Brooks Davis family, realtors, football fanatics, this event is just for you. Come out and join us Friday here in Ontario Creek with Tri-Coast Homes. You have this beautiful model home as a backdrop, and we're going to enjoy some fun to kick off the football season. We're going to have a little trivia, so come ready to win some prizes. See you there.
All right, so that's this Friday. Build the showcase. I'm gonna be there. Make sure y'all RSVP 12 o'clock. Sheila, you can come. You're a guest. You can come. All right. Let's see. All right. Then we have, all right, so then here's our September events. Again, I want to encourage you all to, there we go. You know, we talked about Brokers Word. We have our group coaching. Matter of fact, we got group coaching happening today at 2 o'clock. But every day this week, we're going to be doing group coaching. Tony Robbins, this Thursday, we have a representative of Tony Robbins from Tony Robbins Workshop. Now, if you don't know who Tony Robbins is, you absolutely need to participate in what we're doing on Thursday. I've gone to their Unleash the Power Within. Margaret's gone as well. And my very first paid coaching was through Tony Robbins, and it was life changing. So this workshop, it's not going to cost anything. You do need to register. If you look inside of the group me, you have the link. Make sure you register through their site so they can count you. It is going to be on Zoom, and the only way that you're going to get the Zoom information is that you have to register for the workshop. So make sure you do that. That's this Thursday on September 4th. Next week, we have BND TV. I want you all to take advantage of the opportunities that you have there. If you've never been a guest on the Real to Life podcast or the Prime Real Estate Network, or been an attendee on the Real to Happy Hour Live, then you're missing out. We talked about social media as a tool. We talked about content. You ain't even got to create the content. Just appear on it. Like you appear on it, and then now you can literally use it to promote and to engage and to use your social media, how we talked about earlier today. So participate, become a guest. To be a guest on a Real to Life podcast, just call the office. We'll get you on the calendar and then get the guest questionnaire for you to fill that out. And Real to Happy Hour Live, same thing. Just let us know. And the Prime Real Estate Network, we'll get you in there. We have our Growth and Mentee Masterclass that's going to be on the 13th. I have Dion Collier who's here. She facilitates that. You absolutely should participate in those. I'm sure she's going to kind of echo some of the things that we talked about here when it came to techs and tools. So that's a great opportunity for you to just kind of further reinforce some of the concepts and things that we talked about on today. Let's see. The Houston Black Real Estate Association, they have our HUD class orientation. That's going to be on the 18th. So if you have those customers out there that want to get the down payment assistance class, just understand that because of your relationship with Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, you all do have access, and through my membership with the Houston Black Real Estate Association, that you all do have access to that free class for your customers to be able to utilize. So take advantage of that as well. On September 20th, we have our next pre-home buyer session. So again, we talk about that pre-home buyer session because you all can utilize that as a way to attract business, not only attract business in the sales bucket, but I mean in a marketing bucket, but you can also use it in the sales bucket as to re-engage your C leads, to keep them engaged, keep them locked in, because again, the goal is while they're in that bucket, you want to give them things and give them reasons to push the needle forward to get them to a position to where they're able to do what it is that they want to do. All right. All right. So those are the things that we have coming down the pipeline. Finally, our benefits. I always like to go through the Brooks and Davis. Just remind you all quickly of the benefits of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. And again, this is something that, let's see, hold on, y'all. Gotta figure out where my benefits page is. Oh, where are my benefits? Here we go. Okay. So come on. There we go. All right. So I always like to remind you of the benefits of being a part of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. Y'all know the biggest thing is the money back guarantee. So don't forget about the money back guarantee. Um, the major player pledge, y'all know that's tied to the money back guarantee, showing up as a major player. But again, we have the real estate education. This is something that we do every week, right? So we have our weekly trainings, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Definitely be on the lookout. If you feel like you're disconnected to where you're not getting when the trainings and stuff are, then let us know so we can figure out where the disconnect is. Because we post them in group me, we send out emails, we send out text messages, and we're very intentional about doing that because we don't want you to not know about it. All right, you all know about our environment, and it's a team environment. We value openness and support, growth, family. So take advantage of that as well. We give out leads. So you have our call party that we do every Thursday. We have close to 400 leads that's on that spreadsheet that you have access to. All you got to do is just get on the call with us and make the phone calls, right? Brooks and Davis does a lot of events that attract leads. Like we got a big one coming up with our real estate summit, and the bulk of our leads we attract through the real estate summit. So those leads are here for you all to be able to work and nurture. We have our group coaching and our one-on-one coaching, because as we said earlier, coaching is key in our opinion, and you can see that in how we execute things. Say we have our group coaching coming up here today, and then for our developmental agents, you have access to the one-on-one coaching on a weekly basis, which also affords you the credit towards your member dues. Accessibility is something that I'm very proud of. And y'all get it, man. You call me, I answer the phone. If I don't answer, I'm calling you back. If you text me, if I don't answer, I'm texting you back. Like, I don't know what kind of brokerage firm, especially one that has close to 100 agents, to where you can get this level of accessibility to your broker. So take advantage of that as well. And then finally, our community involvement. And then I mentioned that earlier, our real estate summit. It's going to be just really one of the biggest community things that we do. I met with a couple of pastors. We're really going to be promoting to their congregations. We have a lot of people that have already confirmed, like people from Community Covenant Capital, the city of Houston, Harris County is going to be bringing their program in. The Texas assessor is going to be in the building, the Houston Fire Department, Houston Police Department. Like we're going to have a lot of people for the community to come out and really gain the information and the knowledge, and just have a good time of fun. So these are the things that we do at Brooks and Davis. A portion of what we do, we're going to be partnering with Bethel's Heavenly Hands and their thrift store, and just give them some awareness of what they have out to the community as well. So that's something that we're proud of. So with that being said, these are the things that I want you all to take advantage of, and you all have access to these great benefits, these core benefits of being a part of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. With that being said, man, that's all I have for today. Thank you for participating in today's Broker's Word. I think, was this good? Was this good, everybody?
Yes.
Good? Yes, it was good. It was good. All right. Well, y'all stay safe. And like I said, we'll be back on here in about 6 minutes to do group coaching. If not, I'll be talking to y'all later. Everybody have a good day.
Goodbye.
All right.